Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to St. Martin. Actually, we're just coming down over the top of the beautiful island of St. Martin. There's Anguilla in the background. St. Bart's coming up here soon. We are on our way down into VC Bird International Airport. There's a plane going into or coming out of St. Bart's. Alright, let's get to what we need to do here, which is land our aeroplane. So let's get over here. Let's go approach. Yeah, let's just go approach. RNAV 07. Pinned. Let's see if we can get some weather. Weather's probably better to get. Let's see, 1700, 1804. Alright, let's do our landing calculations here real quick. Alright, runway 7. I haven't done a lot of what I would need to do normally for prep. All operational. Let's import the weather. And let's calculate our landing. We got plenty of room. Alright, so come back over here to the chart. Okay. That will be helpful. Alright. So first things first, let's put in our range rings. Yeah, we need some drag here. Let's put in some range rings. We need those. There's runway 7. Let's go 25. Let's go 15. Let's go 10. Better there, speed. And do one more. 4, 5. You have to put the slash because it's radial slash distance. So there's that. 0.6 is the difference here. So we'll go here, 139.5. Alright. There's that. No. What is that all about? No, can we just... That's what happens when you press the wrong button, I guess. So, we can do our landing calculations. Let's get some weather here real quick. Not much else to look at now. Alright, weather in Antigua is, let's see, yeah, this is showing 1702, so 0905 knots. Go 1011. The altimeter. Alright. 1011. What did I say? 0905 knots. Okay. That's all set. Forecast. 1011. Alright, that's all set to go. Alright, so looking at the approach now, 073, it's an RNAV approach, so we don't need to tune any radios. 073 both sides. Uh, 2000 at Bopar is our glide slope intercept. Minimums are 630. Dial that up. .630. So I flew this approach yesterday, and although the airplane at the end of the approach, the airplane was located at the desired arrival airport, it was not the desired approach and landing that I had in mind. So, giving it another shot today. There is a new 2500 LIDOC is the mist, and Imusu outbound -30 is 0.434 nautical miles, so that's our teardrop entry. Transition level I've already got set, I know that. Reference to conventional ground-based navigation. Alright, which means they want to know what our position in reference to the VOR, which is 114.5. So we'll dial that in. On the off chance that ATC comes in and says, what is your position relative to the VOR? We can tell them. Always look for that reference. Always read your notes. Unless ATC clearance is obtained for an RNAV GNS procedure, the navigation position reporting of all aircraft should be conducted with reference to conventional ground-based navigational aids. So I guess I really don't, because I'm flying an RNAV approach, but that's okay. Vertical glide slope indication and the RNAV descent angle are not coincident. So the PAPIs are not the same angle as the RNAV glide path. So we're coming in here from Alopo to Keyboard, which is our initial approach fix, then to Amali, then here in. So Amali at 25, Bopar at 2000, and a interim altitude here of 900 feet at 40 threshold. These are your altitudes, nautical miles to the runway 07 waypoint. You can see the 07 waypoint here. These are vertical descent point, or visual descent point, excuse me. That's 1.6 nautical miles to the runway 07 waypoint. And what that means is you have to, if you have visual contact with the runway environment at or before 1.6 nautical miles to the runway 07 waypoint, you can expect a normal descent path and landing. If you descend down to 630 and level off and see the runway after 1.6 nautical miles to the runway 7 waypoint, you're going to have to make a steeper descent to touchdown. That's basically what that means. I've gone through that 100 times in different videos before. I don't know if you guys are interested in the technicalities of this stuff. So the visual descent point, you have to have the runway environment in sight at that point in order to make a normal descent and landing. What is the runway environment? The runway environment is very simple, ladies and germs. You start from the rabbit. Well, let's look here. Normal glide slope. We'll be going about 750, 800 feet a minute. So it's got runway end identifier lights, the PAPI on the left-hand side, the rabbit, and the high-intensity approach light system. So basically what you do is you start as far out as you can go and work your way in. You start with these lights, the rabbit, right? That's that series of lights that runs into the into the end of the runway. Your runway end identifier lights are those lights, those two white lights on either side of the runway, of the end of the runway. So you basically just start from that the rabbit there and work your way in. So the approach light system, which is the rabbit, the high intensity approach light system. The approach light system, your runway end identifier lights, your touchdown zone markings or lights, your runway markings or lights, like the lights along the extended center line of the runway, the borders of the runway, any of the touchdown zone markings, you can see any of those lights or markings, that is the runway environment. You have the runway environment in sight. And if you have the runway environment in sight here by 1.6 nautical miles to the runway 07 waypoint at or above 630 feet, that means you can descend down to 100 feet above ground level on your approach. So basically that gives you the ability to descend further below your minimums. But you have to have that runway environment in sight. And if you do descend below that 630, because let's say you see the runway end identifier lights or the PAPI, you see those and you descend below your 630 feet, and for some reason you lose sight of those, you have to go around. You cannot start looking to try and find them again. Alright, BC Bird traffic, American 762 is 25 miles to the northwest, inbound runway 7, BC Bird. So, I am a fountain of repetitive information about instrument flying. So, if you guys are new to the channel, I talk about this stuff all the time. It's kind of the little technicalities of instrument flying. And instrument flying is all about technicalities. It's the whole idea. With the new weather yet? Yes, we did. 1010. 1010. Transition level is for landing. That's another little thing I'll show you. So, see this? Transition level is for landing. Transition altitude is for departing. Now, why on earth would you have two different values? I have no idea, because that means you could have two airplanes in the same airspace at different altimeter settings. And why, oh why, would you want that? I have no idea. But it's possible. It is possible. It is not desirable. So I don't know why they do it, but they do. I mean, just think about it. You got two different airplanes in that same 1,500 feet of airspace between 4,000 feet and 2,500 feet. Let's say you've got one assigned at, at 3,000 feet. You've got another assigned at 3,000 feet, or 3,500 feet, or 2,500, or whatever. One's departing, one's arriving. They're at different altimeter settings. If that altimeter setting is different enough, good luck, kiddos. Hope you don't hit each other. I mean, I just for the life of me, I can't understand why they would do that. But they do. There's keyboard. I'll go first degree of flaps. Set this to 3. Dial this down to 700 feet, which is our mist. BC Bird traffic, American 762, 10 mile left base, runway 07. BC Bird. And I'm happy to go flaps 5. And I think where I went wrong yesterday is I think I got myself slowed down too early. I got my flaps in too early. VC Bird traffic American 762 turning a 10-mile final runway 7. VC Bird. We have path mode. Once we're past the Mali, we should start our descent.
2500.
Down to 2000. For Bopar. Alright. Speed checks for gear down, flaps 15. BC Bird traffic American 762 7-mile final runway 07. BC Bird. Alright. One mile from Bopar. Bopar is 6 miles. Starting to walk back a little bit. I'm happy to go flaps 30 here. There's VREF plus 5, that's what I'm looking for. Alright, gear down 3 green, flaps are set, speed brakes are armed. Alright, at 4 miles I want 1,380 feet. That's that 4.0 threshold right there. Oh, what we want to do is go 2,500 here. Yep, there we go. Caught that just in the nick of time. And there's 1,380. At 3 miles, we want 1,060. That. Okay. Auto throttles are mine. The throttles are mine, rather. That's one thing I don't want to do.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continuing.
$400. $300.
Okay.
200. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10,
Alright, that was much, much better than yesterday. Reversers. 80 knots. And there we go. Alright. And if this were the Caribbean, they would clap, because that's what you should do in the Caribbean. I don't know if they're pessimistic about their chances or what the story is. But, anyway. Flaps up. Landing lights off. Let's turn our taxi light on. Strobes off. So, that was much, much, much better than yesterday. I think what I did yesterday is I put in my first degree of flaps too early, and that took me out of landing logic. You know what, I'm gonna come down here to this spot so that we can get a little bit better view. So this is V2 of VC Bird International Airport. V1 was pretty good, so let's see what V2 is like. This is a great runway, great airport to fly in and out of. I enjoy it very, very much. Always been a favorite. And there we go. Now what we have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is park our aircraft correctly without ramming into this piece of equipment here. And this gentleman here is going to tell us when to stop. Alright, so there we go. Pull on the parking brakes, kill the engines. Come over here. Ground services, get our chocks. Get some ground power here. Now we can come up top. Oh, look at that, that was quick. Ground power, turn off our fuel pumps. Turn off our taxi lights so we don't blind that poor gentleman. We can kill our APU at this point. Turn off the engine, hydraulics. So, and now we definitely need some aircon, and we'll get all this fun stuff coming, and we will get our jetway. So we'll take a quick look outside here in a second. Let's go down here. Transponder to standby. Anything else I forgot? Don't think so. And once we get the jetway is connected, so we'll open that door. And just make sure that we get, there's our aircon. And you'll see here, it gets hot pretty quick in the airplane when you're down here. Alright, so that's that. we made it. Let's see what our landing rate was here. Touchdown at 55 feet per minute. Look at that. That's not too bad. So we'll file our PIREP with American Virtual Airlines. And let's go outside and have a look at VC Bird International Airport 2.0. Really nice. I always wish they would open, and they certainly had like an old runway here. I always think that would be pretty cool. But you can see a really nice looking terminal building. You know, very well done. I'm not going to give a real extensive tour. But it's a great place to come in and out of GA. You can fly, you know, your turboprops in here, your props in here, whatever you feel like flying. And it's a cool approach. It's a nice airport. I just enjoy the airport. I really do. Great place to fly into. Neat taking off, especially in a smaller airplane. You come out here and you take off, and you got to avoid this little island there as you're coming out, and you turn left and come over the coast here. So I would say that was a successful approach and landing here. So we thank you for joining us at American Virtual Airlines, and hope you guys are doing well. We'll see you next time.